You were a first resort, Sean. You were a first
Okay.
resort. I didn't ask any. You were actually the first person I asked to join this
Oh,
because
I feel honoured to be here. Thank you very much.
yeah, that's what I thought. So Slow Whelp's actually got pole position currently. We will get. Aha, Lewim, you should have an invite from Manic Mills if you can make it. That'd be great. Slow Whelp qualifies, well, currently P1, just over half a tenth up on Tucker 104 Harley, who's showing he has good pace this week, and a big half a second gap to ACPXB, 6B to Ozone, and the rest. So the top two have a somewhat big advantage. That mid-pack though looking quite close between ACPXB down to Clubs and 8th a second separating those guys. So 3rd to 8th, that little mid-pack Draco Clubs. Draco's not doing too bad today. Lisbon Lions a little bit off the pace for himself. Gravedigger also a little bit lower down the grid than what you would have thought. And Jay Pierce really struggling tonight. Anyway, let's get onto the track, and we're on board with our current pole sitter Slow Whelp, but he's not on a lap, so we'll try and find someone who is closer to completing a lap as we go through all of the drivers, and they're all either going in or out of the pit lane. Gravedigger's on an out lap. We've got Draco on an in lap by the looks of that. Clubs is about to start a lap. He said to me tonight, don't talk about him because bad things will happen, so let's have a chat. No, I don't really want bad things to happen with Clubs. He's in P8 currently, 119.9 qualifying. I am, aren't I? That's not a good sign. Kurz, DRS activated, and down start finish straight, topping at probably 180, 190, braking about the 100 metre board. Taking late apex there, a little bit of loss of traction on the exit, opening the DRS for the second point, going down to turn 2, downhill hairpin. Take it in second, gets a little bit early on it, but not too bad, won't have lost too much time. Goes through that little kink, turn 3, climbs out up the hill. Maybe could have used a little bit more curves than that. Keeps it well inside the track limits, which some others maybe have not been doing. Runs a little bit wide on exit, the curve nearly shoots him out there. Going through the slow chicane, one of the slowest corners on the track, takes it very, very well. Now coming up to the mid-speed chicane. I can't remember what turns. You get a lot. You lose count of the turn numbers. Right-hand kick towards the end of the second sector, and this is it's okay. Can it be an improvement? I think it should be an improvement based on what we've seen. So he's got to have a clean last sector, that's for sure. And keeps it nice and tight to the curb. Maybe too close. Gets a little bit of wheel slip on the exit. Maybe not making best use of the entry into that final corner, and opens up the DRS. And this will be a small improvement, or quite a big improvement, actually half a second improved, but only goes up one place. And you would think that would probably be his quali over.
There's only a minute left, there's not really enough time to come into the pits and change tyres. So yeah,
no, you either go for a second.
Over.
You either go for a second lap or you don't. But tyre wear wise and race strategy wise, it's not worth going in the pits really, because, well, not worth doing a second lap, sorry, because tyre wear. Simple as that.
Right, we have our current pole sitter, Slow Whelp, who's currently just about to finish another flying lap. He's coming around the penultimate corner now. I'm not quite sure whether this is an improvement or not, but we'll just have to wait and see. He's run very wide and got a bit of snap oversteer on exit, but we'll just looking relatively
okay, isn't it?
Average.
But not good enough, and he's not going again. So, who else have we got on board? We've got Crazy Fish on a lap. We'll go to Crazy Fish. We'll go to Crazy Fish. He's now in the final sector, as the flag is about to drop for the end of qualifying. So all these guys who have done a lap will be able to finish their lap off, and they're taking a bit of a wider line than what we saw from Clubs earlier. It doesn't get as much wheel slip on the exit.
Note that down. There was a Ferrari holding up ACPX Beast there in the middle of sector 2. It wasn't Crazy Fish, it was his teammate.
An 18.7, good enough for P3 from Clubs there. We will actually go on board with Tucker, 104 Harley, P2 currently on the grid. Can he improve to get onto the top and get pole position in qualifying? I don't think so. Sound like got really low revs there. and runs wide out of the final corner. That last sector's been a big disappointment. I don't think he would have done it anyway, as he goes over line. 6v2 ozone on an in-lap. Now we've got Lisbon Lions, who looks to be on an in-lap as well. And that is everyone. So this looks to be the grid. We'll wait until it's actually confirmed. And the top two didn't improve in their times. Crazy Fish getting in there for P3 though. Good on him. Good to see Crazy Fish fighting for the upper area of the points today. 1.2 seconds covering the top 11. So quite close between those guys. Jolly Pop is 6/10 though. I think he's on prime. And as LFC Gerard a further half a second off. And then I believe you got XRL Killers, another 6/10 off that. So 3 guys at the back haven't set particularly pleasing lap times for them, I wouldn't have thought. But it's quite close for the rest of the positions, so it could be quite an interesting race to see who prevails. Last night's race was definitely one from the F4 division to be that could have gone any way in terms of who won the race. In the end, it was AZ Sassin who took the race victory. A driver who got promoted from this very division last season, showing the progress drivers can make in the lower divisions. But there you have it. It is an easy pole position for Slowwell, who, well, not really easy, but he takes it. Contradicting myself there a little bit.
Who's your bet then for the race win? Very close at the top.
It is, right? You've got 2 people at the top and there's a little bit of a gap realistically. It's a tough track to overtake on, especially during sort of like, if you don't get a move done in the first few corners, it's quite hard to make a overtake after that. So let's see what Mills has to say. Manic Mills not quite happy with his qualifying session there in the T6 race. But yeah, okay, you asked me the very question, who is going to win this race? Well, Sean, that is $1 million question, apart from I'm not going to get $1 million if I win. So
It don't matter.
It is hard. It is generally quite hard to pick one.
I'm going to stick my neck on the line and go for ACPX Beast.
He looked okay in his qualifying session. Seek V2 Ozone, and I'm a bit of a fan of his. So, Lewin has sent me a message.
We are popular.
Corner cutting glitch. He's got a corner cutting glitch. He can't race because he's got a corner cutting glitch and he can't join the race. It's a bit of a shame for Lewin, but that does teach the lesson that if you're not ready at 8 o'clock and you are away at the time, then you don't deserve to race. So, I'm a fan of Seek V2 Ozone. I said it tonight. I predict him for the win most weeks. However, I just have a feeling Tucker might do it tonight. Don't think Slowwell's got as much chance as anyone, especially with it being such a hard place to overtake. But the guys are quite close on pace. Tucker could get an undercut or something, could get ahead. They're so close. There's quite a few that are close, so I can't really pick it. Good evening to Smithy and Davey, who are both signing in. Davey watching his good friend Slowwell on the track tonight. He'll probably be wanting him to win. But let's get out there. I think they've had enough time to do whatever they need to do in terms of strategy, or lighten the load for the car before the race by going to Lou. I don't know.
Right.
Sean, you said ATPX Beast, didn't you?
I did indeed, yes.
Well, we shall see. 35 laps of the F5 division coming right up. Me and Sean giving you the action. Sean, buzzing.
I'm on corner cutting duty.
You are.
We'll be going to track shortly, be aware.
I managed to fit all but one of the people's names.
So here we are for round 10 of the XRL F5000 Division Championship, brought to you by GTMA Racing GamePod.co.uk, just outside the outskirts of Budapest, Hungary, for this fantastic race. One of my favourite tracks on the calendar. I hope everyone else enjoys it as much as I do.
Lots of cars on track usually means a difficult first corner. Watch out for other cars.
Well, the engineer has said a difficult first corner could be in store for these guys, and it's lights out and away we go. Let's get short.
Sorry.
Slow Well gets a really good start off the line. In fact, I think he's going to have enough. There's a Sauber on the inside. Oh no, not a Sauber, it's a Mercedes, sorry. Looks pretty clean between the front runners as they all go through turn one. Reasonably clean. Tucker nearly losing P2. He's going to have the inside for turn two, so he should be able to hold. The McLaren behind gives the Mercedes a nudge. Who is that Mercedes? It's AC Pixbeast. A flyer of a start from AC Pixbeast. Upper position, Crazy Fish struggling. The McLaren is of 6v2 ozone is side by side. He's going to have to go the long way around going through turn four, and it has to back out. He's been nudged off wide, and his teammate has gone through. It's a bad start for 6v2 ozone down a position. Crazy Fish down a position. AC Pixbeast, big gain at upper position there for him. Gravedigger having to yield there to the Red Bull of, I believe that's Jay Pearce, who's had a decent start. But there's a little bit of a gap between 6th and 7th. A clean first lap. That's the most important thing. And Gravedigger running wide now, being swamped by not just 2, but 3 cars. He's going to go right down to 11th place, and he's gone wide again. And now we're going to have the Toy Rosso Jolly Pop, and the Lotus is thinking about a move. He will get the move done if he runs wide here. He just holds 13th, sorry. And that's XRL Killers trying to make the move and demote XRL Gravedigger to a lowly last. What an awful lap for Gravedigger, where he's just not got the right drive through a few of these corners. Runs wide, cuts the power, and he's right down the back. Bad start for Gravedigger. He's got to fight back in the race.
Yeah, it's crucial. You have to get a good momentum in the first lap, otherwise you will be swamped because everyone's very close to each other.
As Gravedigger using a little bit of curse now, looking at Jolly Pop here. We'll have to go the long way around if he does, and in fact he might just try and brave it. He's going to have the inside for the following corner, and a great move there from Gravedigger. Absolutely fantastic move round the outside. Makes it up into P12, and that's an unlikely corner to make an overtake, but good move from Gravedigger there around the outside. Once he made the move, he had the drive, but now he's going to be overtaken by Jolly Pop again. But Jolly Pop's teammate in the Toy Rosso. Or is that Jolly Pop? Or is it? I don't even know. No, Jolly Pop's just in front.
LFC
so it's not.
Gerard, I believe.
It's Dan's LFC Gerard down in the lowly 13th. And he's run wide through the S section there, and he's now been relegated to dead last, with XRL Killers benefiting Gravedigger up into 12th now, with Jolly Pop a decent start for him up in 11th, and he is chasing down, I believe that's Klarbs in P10. Jolly Pop runs wide. They all run wide through the hairpin. Don't know where to go. Do not know who to get on board with. These guys at the back are quite close, but let's get maybe a bit further up the pack. The Boy 83K is in 9th. 8th place is Draco Fire on the prime tyre, so a good chance for him to say Lisbon Lions, P7. P6 is 6v2 ozone, so he's gone down a place, as I said earlier. Jay Pearce, he's up into P5 now. He started where, like 9th or something?
I think so, something around there.
Yeah, he's gone right down.
Even though it was a good battle for the lead up at the front, we've got first and second very close together, with ACPX Beast in third, not too far behind.
Yeah,
good battle for fourth and fifth for the Ferrari, and I believe that's a Red
Jay
Bull.
Pearce and the Lotus. Yeah, I was just on board. It's Crazy Fish in front, who's gone down a position since the start. But yeah, these three at the front, Merc, Sandwich, and in the middle of that is, I believe, the Red Bull of Tucker, who hasn't really been able to make an impact on the race lead as of yet. But any one of those top 6 could do it. Jay Pearce is impressed off the start. He's now big beneficiary of the first 3 laps of the race. DRS is active now, of course. So maybe a few overtakes coming up. Draco Fire in P8. I wouldn't discount his chances. He's on the prime tyre, so he should be able to, on strategy, maybe get past the likes of Lisbon lines, and maybe a couple more that are in front. He's got to keep consistent.
Very good scrap for the lead now as Tucker 104 Harley, with the aid of DRS, has got right up behind the leader of the Merc, who is Slow Whelp.
Here we are going up to turn 4. Slow Whelp running wide.
Definitely feeling the pressure, the Red Bull driver.
The Red Bull driver should be the one putting on the pressure for the Merc in front. ACPXB is just holding up to the back of these guys. Good couple of corners for him. Oh, and ACPXB is nearly splintered
very lucky to hold that.
As soon as we comment about him, he nearly loses it. So
I'll be supporting the Mercs today, my fellow teammates from lower divisions.
well, they're doing very well for these first few laps. The leader is in the pits, and Tucker will be the one who's got to go further on his tyres. So an undercut here, potentially possible for our net race leader, Slow Whelp.
Crucially, that means that the Mercedes of ACPXB also has to do another lap to avoid the traffic jam in the pit lane as he runs wide and locks up, so he might be struggling now.
Let's see where our race leader comes if I can get onto him quick enough. So let's see if he can get into a bit of clean air. Davey and Reese Thomas Music signing up tonight. Good evening, good to see you, Reese. I believe you're a new person to the XRL F1 streams, this being the F5000 division. One off the bottom, there's 6 divisions in total, and these guys providing a really good race. No incidents to report as of yet, and they're doing really well. Sig-V2 Ozone has pit, he's on prime tyres now. Jay Pearce following him as well. So these guys are going to get undercuts on the cars in front. Slow Whelp, there he is, 10th in very clean air. So our current race leaders, Tucker and ACPXB, are going to get undercut even more. So you would think Slow Whelp's going to have a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, he's got to have a quick outlap though. He may have clear air, but he can't make any mistakes. Looks like a pretty flawless outlap, which is just what he needs. I believe the front 2, well, we've got ACPXB in, but I don't think Tucker's come into the pits. That's a very bold move, or unless his tyres are just lasting longer than anyone else's.
So XRL Killers staying out for another lap. I wouldn't have really thought of that as Jolly Pop Clubs. Is that Clubs? It is. We've got a is that a Lotus double stop there? I don't know. But crazy ACPXB is out, so our race leader has now gone out. And in fact, he is under a bit of pressure now from not Lewis, he's just left the pie. Sig-V2 Ozone is actually, that undercut has helped him out a lot. ACPXB is under a little bit of pressure now from the McLaren driver.
Imagine you'll hear less from me now because I'm on corner cutting duty.
You will be, unless you get caught up in the battles, that's when you can obviously see what's going on. It'll be a little bit boring and slower cars, as that looks like XRL Killers, who's staying out a long way into his stint. 6 laps into his first stint, that's way too many. And Slow Whelp just says, you know what, thanks very much. And now we've got a little battle for P2. We've got our Draco Fire, who's on the prime, who's actually got past Lisbon Lions there. He's made a move on Lisbon Lions, and Lisbon Lions also going long in his first stint. So he is not doing so well in this race at all. And he dives in. And it looks like... Is that...
Watch Tucker 104 Harley and ACPX Beast. Watch them on the out. When he comes out of the pits.
Well, I'm on board with Tucker right now. Sounds like the car is getting ever so close, and ACPX Beast has jumped, and the McLaren of Sig-V2 Ozone has jumped, and Jay Pearce, Tucker's teammate, has also got very close. You know, going long in the stints is really costing these drivers. May give them that extra few laps security and maybe able to go on a set of options instead of primes later in the race. So Tucker's actually gone on to options again. So let's see if he can make any inroads in this stint. But 6v2 Ozone is getting incredibly close to the Merc of ACPX Beast now.
Got a Williams.
Your
currently
friend
in the
Gary
lead,
is racing. That'll be Gary Clarble, or Clarbs, I assume. Clarb 6661973 is the name you are looking for. So we will try and get on board with him a little bit later. We will work our way through as ACPX Beast goes really wide. And I believe Tucker and 6v2 Ozone both made it through. So the Merc going backwards in this race. Let's try and find Clarb, see how he's getting on. Because I'm assuming that, yeah, I know he's the only Gary that I know in this league. And he is down in P9 behind the Boy 83K and just ahead of the Ferrari of, I believe, that is Gravedigger. That is.
Contact between Slow Whelp and the leading Williams. The Williams hasn't pitted yet and is on very old, I believe, prime tyres.
He is indeed.
Very close to contact there at the front.
Has a Slow Whelp got through now?
He is not yet, no. He's still behind him.
And that gap will close down with every lap, and 6v2 Ozone is the guy to lead that train of cars. There is a mini scrap for that, the rest of the podium places there, so we'll try and get to that. But we'll give Clark some air time because he's got someone watching tonight.
Slow Whelp cannot make his way through here. He's really mucking up his race.
Runs a little bit wide, has to take the escape road, Carbs, and now he's under a little bit of pressure from Gravedigger, who gets a little bit too much on the inside there, loses any sort of rhythm going through the second part of the F section there, and has lost quite a bit of time.
Contact near, that could have been a very easy sidepod glitch there, which will ruin his race, but we'll carry on anyway. Still behind him, but he will get DRS down the straight, and I'd imagine this will be a relatively easy pass now.
Well, Draco's using his curves to try and keep the place, and you know what, he's not making it easy for him. He's going to try and ease it down the inside, and, well, he makes it, and he will get a second burst of DRS to pretty much confirm that. But Draco not giving him an easy time, considering, you know, he's on 9-lap-old tyres, and Slow Whelp's on sort of like 2-3-lap-old tyres, so Draco's doing well.
Interestingly, Tucker 104 Harley has gone onto the options.
Yeah,
Slow Whelp's onto the primes. And
he's actually cleared. He's cleared 6v2 Ozone, Crazy Fish, and ACPX Beast already. And ACPX Beast, where is he? He's down P5, P6. He's dropped way off this second part of the stint for him. It's been poor. Jake Pierce is his next nearest driver, and then we've got this battle with P8, 9, and 10. Gravedigger is bringing what looks to be a McLaren with him there of, I believe that's probably Lisbon Lions whose pit it is. Gravedigger, he is having an absolute shocker tonight. Oh, as Lisbon Lions gets 5-second lag. And Lisbon Lions, I tell you what, that is so unlucky. That is ridiculous. That is F1's game playing to its strengths there, being an awful game. Let's get him in. I mean, I know what he'll say already.
Is that lag into a wall then?
He got 5-second lag as he was braking for a corner, just before he was braking to a corner, and he just got off the track because he couldn't stop the car. What happened?
We have Kimi Räikkönen in the party, a man of very few words.
Lisbon Lions, what happened there, man?
I got a 5-second lag and it wouldn't like break and going into the corner, so it's put me into a wall.
Yeah, we caught it. Let's just see what you have to say for yourself. But yeah, it looks quite as if you couldn't do anything about it. I mean, you got the 5-second lag just before braking from the corner.
Yeah.
and you couldn't do anything as simple as that.
No, I tried to turn in and brake and but it didn't work.
Luckily,
Hate to
no.
cut across you,
Oh.
but there's a battle for the lead. Tucker 104 Harley is right on the back of Slow Whelp as they go around the final corner. He will get DRS. Looking like a very probable move here.
Well, I have to say Lisbon Lions is a bit unlucky tonight. Deserve maybe a
I
little
wasn't
bit
really
more out
doing
of that
that
race.
fast anyway.
Next week, Spa. It's
oh
one
boy.
of the classic tracks of the calendar. Is it somewhere that you can improve?
I like the track, yeah. I should be able to do a bit better next week. Hopefully, anyway.
Yeah, well, it's a
That
big shame
wasn't
tonight
my
for you. Nothing scored as Tucker makes the move there. Looking at your championship, you're currently P8 in the championship on 56 points. No score tonight, but it's pretty much you're going to stay in that position unless Clubs gets like a top 3. So, with that in mind, 11 points off the playoffs, it'll be a little bit more now after tonight's no score and the other guys scoring. Is there still an outside chance? We're halfway through the season, so what's your opinion on that? It's probably going to be about 20 odd points to the playoffs. Is that too big a gap, or is it still in your mind?
The last the last half of the races are probably my better tracks, so hopefully I should be able to pull
A
away
late
from them. But
push then.
hopefully, yeah. Not
Let's-
betting on anything with my form, so.
Any incidents for you during the race?
Not as far as I know, no. Not really, no. Wasn't really racing with anyone, I was catching up to Gravedigger and... I don't know
close
who's
with
the front of
Draco
it,
for a
catching
little
up, yeah.
while.
Slow
I
Whelp's
saw,
in the
but-
box. Slow
Yeah,
Whelp
we
is in
got
the
that.
box.
Well,
Yeah, I had some
unlucky
good races with
tonight,
Draco.
but
Thanks.
nothing you could have done about it. But hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yeah,
Show
sure.
a little bit more.
Thanks.
Absolutely gutted for Lisbon Lions there. He deserved a little bit more, if I'm honest. in that race. It's a really intriguing battle for the lead. I mean, you've got Tucker, who's the net race lead, and you've got Crazy Fish about 2 seconds behind with 6v2 Ozone. Then you've got the guy who's pitted slow well, who's trying to undercut. I mean, 12 laps in, and any one of, I think, 4 drivers most likely will win the race. ACBX Beast is not out of it, but needs to start improving the pace. As Way 3 UK is struggling. Gravedigger has made a move on Carbs there for P7 and 8. Suggesting that maybe Carbs tyres are sort of nearly reaching the end of their useful life. GDRX Delta sent me a message. This could be another disconnect, and it is by the looks of it. So news for Delta, it's 2 weeks in a row that's happened to him now. F5000 division's not FT6 division, sorry, it's not the greatest of connections. Slow well, he tries to get the undercut, he's actually being held up by Club. So what could have been the net race lead may well not be now, because he's hit a bit of traffic here, and he's not going to easily get through, as Club also has DRS and Gravedigger. It looks as if Slow well might try and do them all, and he will, and great awareness from Clubs and Gravedigger to let him through, but not let him through, but great move from Slow well there on lap 13 of this race, and a crucial one for the potential race victory for him. Saw a couple of really decent overtakes so far tonight. Runs a little bit wide now, Clubs are starting to close again. Surprised we haven't seen Clubs hit yet. I've got a bit of a dry throat, so I'm going to go get a drink. How the corner cutting and traffic sending lookouts going?
Not too bad. We've got a couple of repeat offenders, but I'm on my 3rd observation at the moment, so we'll just keep an eye on what's going on.
Happy days. So 6v2 Ozone has also come out of the pits now, and he's right behind this Gravedigger Club sort of area. Not the greatest place to be. Let's see what 6v2 Ozone can do. It looks like Gravedigger's going to box, so it makes it nice and easy for 6v2 Ozone. And he might well have a sniff having a go. Oh, the boy 83k has also now been overtaken by Slowwhelp, who he's now into P2. He's got some good clean air, but Tucker 104 Harley is really going quite long into his stint. does bode well for the end of the race. P3 and 4 clubs now, or XRL Draco Fire. Another one who's making his tyres go quite a long way. Is into P4, and he's giving the boy 83k something to think about. And that looks to be ACPX Beast. Just in front, is it?
P7 after his
No, sorry, it's slow whelp, isn't it? Here you go, Sick V2 Ozone. Possible move here, and he makes it on the boy 83k. Draco also gets through on the Lotus driver, and looks as if he might well have a go under DRS going over, after turn 14, the final corner. And you might then be able to really get before the tyre wear really hits, have a go at the race leader. As Tucker is in. So the race leader's in. What can he do? He's leaving the pit lane now. He's going to lose the lead, but he's gone an awful long way. He's going options again. He hasn't even used the primes yet. But at the same time, he's lost a move, lost a place to Sick V2 Ozone, who's on the same tyre compound. So going long may not necessarily be the right thing here. Right, I need to get a drink, guys. So we're going to leave this on Tucker, because he's going to be one who's got the tyres to have a go. Good evening to Tom Chambers as well, signing in for the evening. Good evening to you. Who do you think is going to win tonight? It's a close race between 3 or 4 of them, so let us know who you think.
Right, guys, it appears we have a safety car. I'm going to be taking over from Dan while he's gone to get a drink. He'll be shot when he gets back, but that's going to change the race completely now. What have we got position-wise? Oh, we've got up front. He needs to make a pit stop. Draco's only made 1 pit stop and 1 prime. Sick V2 Ozone be due a pit stop soon. Slow Whelp might just get a bit fortunate out of this. He's got a decent gap and he can make a pit stop and get behind this group of 5 that's come around, but he's not. He's staying out, which, considering his tyre life, I think that's a very poor move. We'll just have to wait and see how this plays out, because he's going to be right behind the safety car, and everybody behind him is either going to be on fresh tyres or they're going to be able to preserve their tyres better than he has, because he's only managed to do 4 or 5 laps on a set of options. Dan, we have safety car.
What happened?
Have safety car. XRL Killer's destroyed his vehicle. I have not been making people fall asleep. I've been given decent commentary by myself, which I'm very proud of, actually.
Did you see what happened with Killers and where he crashed it?
I did not. No, I just saw the notification come up, and then the safety car.
So that does change the whole outlook on this race. Halfway through the race, 12 drivers left on the track. Someone who will be happy with that is Dan's LFC. Gerard gives him a second go at trying to close the gap.
Slow Whelp did not pit under the safety car, and considering his tyre life, and it was a very poor move. Tucker, I don't believe had pitted, no. But he has recently made a pit stop, so that would be understandable. He's right behind Slowwell. Now I think that's Slowwell's race over because his tyre life is very poor. And we've also got Crazy Fish, who I noticed was closing in on Tucker before the safety car came out, and he's on a set of prime, so he's looking good. Who else have we got? ACPXB somehow has managed to close the gap with that safety car. It's put him right back into play.
Well, yeah, of course, because the safety car closes everyone up, doesn't it?
Thanks for making me look like an idiot, Dan.
Pitwall, NMR Mr. Indigo, see? He was watching the stream and was like, Pitwall, where were you on that one, huh? Disappointed. Hit the pit barrier, Tucker, no. Tucker, no. You hit the pit barrier. Amateur mistake, killers.
No. Just went too close.
So,
Trying through the milliseconds.
how was your race going?
Well, not too well.
Well, that's not the best of news, as you usually say. Well, 20 points scored so far this season. Your last points finish was at Canada. Oh no, sorry, I'm getting that wrong. Why am I getting it wrong? No, your last points finish was at Great Britain. You had such a good start to the season, finishing 4th, and then sort of gone off since then. Only amounting to, I believe, yeah, only 8 points since Australia. I mean, what's gone on during the season?
Just probably don't have much time to practice during the week, so
Oh, whatever. School's out for summer now, isn't it?
No,
yeah,
it's not.
I'll probably get more practice time next time.
Yeah. Well, let's hope you can start. Hope this will be the start of something better for your season. But yeah, unlucky tonight. You're gonna have to
Safety car is in
pick
this
up the
lap.
next few
In this
weeks,
lap.
but I'm sure you can do. And we'll speak to you after the race if you're staying in the lobby.
Okay, let's get some temperature into those tyres before the restart.
So,
Tyre
we
temps
have-
are low.
Slowwell backing up the field.
Yeah, he
massively,
backed him up and just shot off, and it's left Tucker a little bit
Tucker caught
flat-footed.
napping.
And we've still got someone not quite caught up to the safety car. But, oh, Crazy Fish in P3, he's doing well. AC Pixbeast in 4th, closing up to everyone, as Sean quite rightly pointed out. Just having a little go. 6 metre ozone down to P5. A little bit of a, I don't know what's happened there. As he goes very deep into turn 1. Oh no, he's got 5 second lag. 6 metre ozone, 5 second lag on the start of a safety car has put him from 5th down to 11th. Last of the group. That is the worst time to have a 5 second lag when it's just been a safety car when you go to dead last out of the lot. That is.
Tucker wonderfully. It's in the slipstream. He's going to try. No, it's not going to get out the inside there. Try to make a move on the inside of turn 4, but he's right on the gearbox now. Slowwell in first place. It'll be an interesting battle. It seems like the top 4 are sort of broken off from the rest of the field. Slightly spaced out, but you've got a big gap between 4th and 5th. I'd imagine that gap would have been filled with 6 V2 ozone if he hadn't got the lag.
Yeah, 6 metre ozone was P5 at the time, so Slowwell being able to hold the Red Bull at bay at the moment, but for how much longer, I don't know. I don't think I've seen Tucker go on the primes yet, you know.
I haven't either. But he's trying to make a move to go around the outside. It'll be brave and good if he can do that.
Good driving from
Now-
Slowwell, yeah, just squeezing him out. And he's going to have a second chance. He uses the rest of his curves and DRS. But again, doesn't get close enough. A little bit of a drift around turn 2 from Slowwell. Gives the possibility another move here from Tucker. Can't really make it going into turn 4 unless you've got a really good drive out of turn 3. So he's going to have to hold. Crazy Fish all of a sudden is on these guys as well. And these top 4 have actually broke a bit of a gap now.
Oh, there's been a spin. There has been a spin further back. I wonder who that is.
Crazy Fish getting all out of shape out of turn 13, loses the place, and Slow Whelp in only a few laps after the safety car. He's going to go right to back. Benefit is clean air, but is this a bit of a mistake? He should have pitted on the safety car, surely. Great Draco Fire about to have a move on the inside.
ACPX Beast has gone up the inside and has taken second place from Crazy Fish. Game on there. That's another Mercedes is making a charge up towards the front places.
Yeah, ACPX Beast has sort of been yo-yoing through sort of podium to fifth place. He's going up and down between those positions, and Tucker has the net lead on the option tyres. It'll be interesting to see what Slow Whelp can do. He has got a lot of clean air.
Keeping on board with the action and keeping a tally of corner cuts at the same time. I suppose that's why you're here though, isn't it?
That's Gravedigger running quite wide there again. I've seen him do that a few times. Out of that corner especially.
Keep an eye on the second and third battle because I can't, because I'm doing corner cutting, because it's very close between Crazy Fish and ACPX Beast.
Crazy Fish now, DRS open. He's going to have a look around the outside of ACPX Beast. He's got to go a long way around. He will therefore have the inside. Oh, a little bit of a nudge. ACPX Beast in his right to squeeze him. He had enough of a. He had enough of his car in front to do so. So yeah, decent enough defence from ACPX Beast. Getting really close to ACPX Beast. These guys are effectively racing for the podium, and it's not just them, it's Draco Fire. All of a sudden, Draco Fire has come alive. He's into P4, and having a look at Crazy Fish, this is a three-way scrap for essentially second or third place because of Slow Whelp. But Slow Whelp's lapping really fast now. He's going to close up on some bad traffic quite shortly.
Shame, and also while this is all happening, we've got Tucker in P1 who's just rocketed away from the rest of the field. Going to be loving that gap he's got to second place.
We only had to see in qualifying that him and Slowwell had the pace over everyone else by 3/4 tenths, so no surprise that he has stormed away and Slowwell's closing into the back of the guys at the back of the train. Draco getting a little bit deep into T1 there. Unsettles the car, and well, he's got enough of a gap behind to deal with it. Klarbs, is that I see? Klarbs in P8. He's having a decent race at the moment. Someone who isn't is Jay Pierce, and is that looks like Jolly Pop maybe. Jay Pierce is going to have to go the long way round, but he's got enough speed to get into the corner first. Keeps it in the track limits as well. Jolly Pop all over the back end. It is Jolly Pop, just have to make sure. And that is Slow Whelp behind these. So Slow Whelp's not going to be enjoying this because these guys are scrapping out position. Slow Whelp's lapping much quicker than these guys, and it's going to get held up here.
What has happened? Where's Crazy Fish gone?
Crikey, there's a three-way scrap. And that looks like...
Is that our race leader into the pits?
It is indeed. So, net P2, could be the lead, is Slow Whelp, who's just got past Jolly Pop. And he's got DRS on the car in front. And he has got in front.
The lead.
So Slow Whelp has got in front of Tucker, but only by about a second. And the tyres are going to be in the favour of Tucker for the end portion of the race. In fact, I would say Tucker won't have to pit again, and Slow Whelp will. So, it'll be difficult for him. Crazy Fish down to P10 with Slick V2 Ozone just behind. I think they're planning to go to the end. Daz LFC Gerard having one of the most loneliest races I've seen from him for a long time. But yes, Draco Fire in the lead for the Williams team. I did predict him to do well before the race.
The other Williams is trying to make a move around the outside of Gravedigger. It's not going to get around there. All bit of contact. Dicey driving from third to what looks like 7th.
It is indeed 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th here so far. So 4 drivers fighting out for what is essentially at the moment the final podium position. I don't think it will yield a podium at the end of the race, but Clark's now, he's the one who's going to have a go to try and get at the head of the snake, and he will without making a really serious overtake, because what looks to be Gravedigger and the Lotus in the pits there, and that will free up Slow Whelp a little bit more again as well, and Tucker, who is just behind only by about a second now, and he is closing right in on the back of the Mercedes. So this is going to be a real big scrap for the race lead, and the clubs can help make it interesting. As a little bit of contact there, a little bit of wheel scraping between P1 and P2, or net P1 and P2. It's Tucker starting to get really close. LMG Killer saying he thinks Tucker will win. Well, you know, who did I say? Did I say? Yeah, I did say Tucker. Who did Sean say? Oh, I think ACPXB's will win. 2 nights in a row. I should be like gambling on these races.
I'm going to remind everyone who's watching this tonight that I came on voluntarily, and I was begged by Mr. Dan Fisk here because he needed someone to steward with.
You were not begged.
So just bear that in mind by listening to the way he's treating me. Okay, just
you were not begged, though.
Just appreciate the fact that I've come on here voluntarily to help a friend out, and this is the thanks I get.
No, I thank you very much.
You can say that and actually sound like you mean it, then I'll be more convinced.
No, I meant it. I did from the bottom of my heart, I meant it.
It's a good working relationship we have.
It is. That's why I asked you. Begged is a strong word.
Just like Gravedigger has jumped Mercedes here.
Clark is still holding these guys off, and Tucker now looking around the outside of turn 4 on Slow Whelp, not quite, and Tucker runs wide as a result. He loses a bit more time there. That was a silly idea to make the move. He was never going to get far enough out of the road and like level 2 Slow Whelp to make the move, but track position could be key here, and he's got another 9 laps to hold, but those tyres don't look all that healthy to last another 9 more laps, whereas Tuckers do, so not helping anyone here. Oh, he is now. Hey! Commentator's curse again. Clubs are actually now diving into the pits anyway, and he'll have 8 more laps to do, I believe, or 9 more laps to do on his final set of tyres. And now here goes Tucker. No DRS for Slow Whelp, and that's a move. But Slow Whelp trying to fight back around the outside, can't make the move stick, and a good overtake from Tucker. LMG Killers and me predicting like I don't know, like professional gamble, I suppose.
Oh, and there's a good move there by Slow Whelp. I believe that's Slow Whelp anyway. Make a move around the...
In the Merc?
In the Merc, yep.
Now the AC picks Beast then, because Slow Whelp's in P3 at the moment.
Right, gotcha.
Who is our race leader? It is still XRL Draco Fire. This extended stint is really going to help him out now. And you look at those fastest laps, there are quite a lot of guys very, very close to each other. Draco Fire still out there racing, and you know, I think he'll pit quite soon. And he'll get a top 5. Oh, as he runs wide. Commentator's curse again strikes.
We get into the latter stages of the race, desperation starts to creep in. We see a lot more in the way of corner cuts as drivers are trying to close in on their rivals to take positions
Where will Draco
away.
come out now? He's going for the options for a final quick burst, and he's going to come out in P5, in between P5 and P6, on a fresh set of option tyres. You would think he can really go at it and possibly get a podium here with XRL Ozone and Crazy Fish on quite old option tyres, and I would have thought we'll have to pit again. So this looks good for Draco today. Get a comfy seat for these last few laps of the race. This has been a decent race tonight, sure.
Yeah, it has. There's a lot of action, a lot of clean racing. No,
there hasn't really been
dangerous
any
moves.
incidents to report. There hasn't been
A couple of vehicle destructions, but apart from that...
Oh yeah, but one of them was 5-second lag, which the driver could have done nothing about, and the other one was a sloppy bit of driving from a driver who's at form, to put it blunt. Now, what will Slow Whelp do? He stays out. I can't believe that he's staying. Oh, he gets awfully close to that barrier on the inside. I think the more laps he stays out, the less chance he's got of finishing in the top 3 or 4. Draco's got like laps to burn on those option tyres. And he's going to close that gap right up. P4 is now Draco. So XRL Ozone is pit. And wow, this could be a big race from Draco today. 6 more laps after this one. So the stint will be 8 laps, option tyres. It's quite a lot of laps for a 50% race. Should be able to get to the end just about on the tyres without losing too much pace. But yeah, this could be a good one for him today. One of his best performances of the season. And keep him well in the hunt for a playoff spot. We've got what looks to be a battle for P2 and 3 here. Crazy Fish starting to close the gap on Slow Whelp's really bad tyres, and he's struggling around turn 13 here. Surely he will box, and so will Crazy Fish. A battle of the pit crews then. Luckily for Crazy Fish, the Ferrari pit crew is first, so he could jump, but I think that gap's possibly a little bit too big, and the Mercs should get out in front. But let's see whether he can cause an upset here. Gets on the option yellow walls tyres, and yeah, the Merc still gets out in front. So no time really lost or gained there for both teams, and they can go at it for what will be the last 5 laps of the race, but fighting down in 9th and 10th place is Slow Whelp, nearly getting in a run with, I believe, that's XRL Ozone. He's not going to make it easy for Slow Whelp either. XRL Ozone on the options as well, so these guys are the 3 to watch. They will be the ones carving through the field towards the end, probably getting drivers like the Boy 83UK, Clubs as well, running probably in a little bit higher position than what he will finish. Jay Pierce might be safe, but you can't guarantee it. And you've got AC Picks at least in P4, a lagging Ferrari of Gravedigger in P3. And then a hugely impressive Draco car who will not need to pit in P2, so things can only get better for him, surely. From there, 18 points.
I have done my corner cutting count, so I'm back.
Anyone
to look at
naughty
the action.
tonight?
We have got a couple of naughty people, yes.
Well, it doesn't surprise, unfortunately. I've seen a few drivers go wide. It has, on the whole, it's been pretty good, though, I think, for the majority.
The Boy 3 UK comes into the pits.
Yeah, he's going to have a
Someone
really
else does as
short
well.
4-lap burst on those tyres then, which is all good.
We've
But it's
got
going to
Red
put him
Bull in
right
as
at
well.
the back. Red Bull on Jay Pierce's pit then as well. And Clark is up into P5, but you would think the likes of Sick V2 Ozone and the Merc of Slow Whelp and Crazy Fish are just going to carve through these slower old prime runners with ease, and Sick V2 Ozone now getting rather close to the back end of Crazy Fish, but entering the sector where it's incredibly hard to overtake, and well, that might just benefit Slow Whelp, so we'll keep on this one for a few laps.
It's Tucker's race to lose now.
This
Got
is
massive lead over Draco.
and I think it's Draco's P2 to lose as well. P3 is still up for grabs between quite a few. Some on new tyres, some trying to extend their stints. And there's only 4 more laps left after this one, as Slow Whelp getting incredibly close now to the McLaren of Sick V2 Ozone in front.
In turn, 6v2 Ozone is right on the back of Clubs, and it's going to make a move here on the pit straight.
No, he's not.
There don't seem to be any DRS active. Or is that just because of the gearbox isn't good enough? Here we go, we've got a free
DRS
pass
is
grab.
active.
Oh, is this going to be a good move here from Slow Whelp? He's going to go up the inside, he's going to take both of them. No,
Oh,
he's going
no,
to
he's not.
spin.
Clubs could have done it.
Slow Whelp. Bit ambitious there.
Klarbs could not have done anything. He was in a sandwich at the Slow Whelp was the one who sort of dived in there, made a bit of a, you know.
I think that was over ambitious there. I don't think that was. I think he got himself to blame for that incident. Well, look at this. Look at the battle for the 3rd place now. It's really closed up between ACPX Beast and Gravedigger.
We'll have to note that incident down, but I mean, I think we both said, I think Slow Whelp just a little bit ambitious there. It's cost him. ACPX Beast now and Gravedigger both on prime tyres, and they are going much slower than Sick V2 Ozone here, who could
really struggling.
Nick a podium from this.
ACPX Beast makes a move up the inside down to turn 1. Can he get the car stopped under braking? Yes, he can. That'll take him up into P3, but whether that is going to stay the same until the end of the race, we don't know yet, because we've got the likes of 6v2 Ozone coming up behind on fresher tyres and looking like they could mount a challenge to these two, fighting for the lowest stage of the podium.
Well, 15 points is hugely important for a lot of these guys. Gravedigger to keep his championship push on, and more importantly to try and get ahead of Jay Pearce as well, an increased gap. But then at the same time, you've got drivers like Sick V2 Ozone who are trying to get into promotion spaces as well, so I mean, it benefits everyone. I mean, let's have a look at the championship. Gravedigger is currently leading the championship by 6 points to Sick V2 Ozone, and then you've got Jay Pearce in 3rd, a further 9 points of drift, so these guys very close. Tucker's win is going to elevate him onto 101 points and bring him into that promotion scrap with ACPX Beast, who has struggled of late, to be fair. Hasn't scored in the last 2 races since his race win at Canada. We'll get a decent
he is in P3 now.
result here. P3, if he gets 15 points, he'll be very happy. Draco, 18 points today. We'll see him on 18 points in the hunt as well. So all these guys are getting much closer, and the Ferrari of Crazy Fish looking like he's going to make that move stick very easily. Carbs retires from the race. A bit of an odd one with only a lap to go.
Now, the question is, can ACPX Beast hold off 6v2 Ozone in the last 2 laps of the race?
Let's see what Carbs has to say. I mean, interesting to see why he had to retire with only 2 laps left in the race, but okay. I think 6v2 Ozone's tyres are dropping. That 1 lap undercut is now costing him big time.
Godsend of ACPX Beast down in P3. Really,
And there you go, 6v2 Ozone's run wide.
And Crazy Fish is going to take that place away from him. Now it's Crazy Fish who can mount the challenge to ACPX Beast in P3. snatch that podium place away in the last lap. Well, that'd be rather painful, wouldn't it? Lose that podium place after 34 laps of racing.
Definitely. To someone who's not really been in the podium places all that much. He's got 1 lap to do it. And he's quite
Like a
some
1.5 to 2
margin.
second gap.
Yeah, he'll probably be okay, but let's see anyway. CV2 Ozone is making all that headway and now is under pressure from the Ferrari of Gravedigger who's on the prime tyre. CV2 Ozone's in some awful positions now. He's just going to go backwards and he's just held on to this P5 for the moment. We'll try and get on.
Beast. His tyres, he's reaching the cliff now. He's really struggling to get that car turned in. That gap has dropped down to, I reckon, is pretty much a second now. I think any overtaking opportunity is now gone, but
Slow Whelp has now joined the party in P7. As CV2 Ozone runs wide, the Ferrari gets through and so does Slow Whelp. And Slow Whelp makes a move on both.
CV2 then gets back past the Ferrari.
So you have it, Tucker wins, but not by a massive margin. Looks like Draco really closed the gap there. And in 3rd place, what looks to be ACPX Beast holding on.
6v2 Ozone side by side. There's a little nudge there. I think that's going to be.
You can't take that.
No, that's going to be. You're going to have to reverse the results for that one, I think. 6v2 Ozone and XRL Grave. Is that Gravedigger that we're having the tussle there? The results are going to have to be reversed for that one because that was an illegal overtake, I believe.
Looked like it. Did look like it. 2 incidents from that race, not too many. Daz LMC Gerard, we're just waiting for to finish it over and cross the line. But yeah, really close race, and Tucker 1-in-4 Harley takes the win. Very, very good result from him today, and really over the course of the race, he was probably the worthy winner of it as well. So congratulations to him. We're going to get our top 3 in now. Try and think
Good
who actually.
shout for Draco Fire.
Big shout out for him.
Grid.
Massive shout out for him. He did really well this week. 38 seconds covering the top 10. Daz has to up his game very, very soon because he is on the verge of getting relegated if this continues. There you have it, our top 3, and they're all starting to work their way into our party now, post-race. It's good to see so many of you watching tonight as well. Let's welcome in our top 3. We're waiting on a couple more, I think.
And
We do want to hear from our race winner, Tucker, if he wants to speak tonight. It would be nice to...
Be an awful shame if you weren't to turn up.
do a Kimi Räikkönen.
Yeah. They'll go off and sit on his boat in Monaco. Done his job.
Oh, we have our other 2 then. Race winner. Good evening, Draco. Lovely to see you in here. Tucker.
It's been a long time.
Race win for you, Tucker. 25 points keeps your title hopes, or promotion push, I should say, right on track now on 101 points from the championship. You're in control of the race, I thought today. What was your opinion of it?
I didn't totally expect to win this race.
You didn't?
Yeah. I just like this track, so...
Oh, you like it? You didn't expect it? Yeah, well, you looked in good control. You didn't quite get pole position. Slow Whelp took it from you, but in the race, your pace seemed to be much more consistent. You looked in quite an ominous fashion through the mid part of the race, especially when the safety car came out and and Slowell didn't decide to pit for any tyre, sorry, he just stayed out. Was that the key to your race, or do you think on a sort of 1v1 round the track you could have had him?
I think the consistent racing and also the pit. I think they pitted on the options. The safety car came out. I stayed on the options.
Yeah. You seem to make your option tyres go a long way tonight as well. The amount of times I saw you run on option tyres, most of the guys were running on primes and you were doing options, something in the setup that got you that extra bit of tyre life?
I think so.
Yeah, you did very, very well tonight. Congratulations on your win, and I think that elevates you now. I don't think it quite elevates you to P3 in the championship, but you're very, very close. It's definitely tightening up in the F5000 division. Second place, Draco. I said you were going to do well tonight. As soon as I came in, I was like, Draco's going to do well tonight.
From 10th on the grid, man. That's not too bad.
Yeah, Sean pointed that out. 10th on the grid to second as well. Helped out by a couple of bits and pieces, but you can't doubt the pace and the strategy was bang on the money for you today.
Yeah, not too bad. I thought I'd be able to get up to, 4th or 5th, but with the safety car coming out and the incidents earlier on, it just meant my strategy worked. So, yeah, I'm very pleased. It's been a long time. I forgot what champagne tastes like.
Well, yeah, it's your first podium of the season. 4th and 5th are your best results so far this season.
Yeah.
But that's closed the gap to AC Pixbeast from 5 points to 2 points. And also the likes of Jay Pearce up there. I think it's still in P6 on 80 points, but it's getting tight for the playoffs. Do you think you've got a chance?
Well, definitely. I actually didn't do any practice until yesterday on this one, but then did intensive practice. So I think that's my strategy now. Don't practice all. You can do 2 days beforehand. Really practice hard.
Well, that might keep you in the zone, because if you do too much practice, you may get to a point where you can't go any faster. Whereas if you're really intense on like a couple of days and you just get a bit of time away from the game, it might help. But it has this week for sure. And congratulations this week for a good second place and helping Williams out in the constructors. Third, AC Pixbeast. Sorry. Third place for you means that you just about retain your 5th place in the final playoff position so far as we reach the halfway point in the championship. Surprised to get third?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay.
This is Kimi Räikkönen.
Well, yeah, your qualifying pace put you P3. You seem to be yo-yoing up and down through between P3 and P5 with the likes of Crazy Fish and V2 Ozone getting ahead of you at times. Do you feel that they were going to be a threat to you or not during the race?
I thought it was going to be more of a threat, but since I knew he was up a bit early, I couldn't stress it. I have it in the bag. I know the free stuff is more quicker.
And how does the safety car benefit you tonight's race?
It benefits me to extend my stints and plans. Just my target.
Yeah, you were under a little bit of pressure towards the end from Crazy Fish, but he ultimately couldn't get close to, I think his tyres are reaching the cliff. He made a pass on V2 Ozone a couple of laps from the end, and he pitted 1 lap after V2 Ozone did, Crazy Fish, so his tyres were going off. But you held on to third, congratulations. You keep 5th in the championship. It's definitely tightening up as we go now into the business end of the season. And thanks to you guys, I'll be catching up with the Tier 6 guys after this stream, see how they all got on. And we'll be back on Sunday night for the F1 division, live from the legendary Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. For round 11, one of the classic tracks, favourite track for many, not mine, but everyone else seems to like it.
Is it 100% for all, this one?
It is 100% for all, so you're going to have to cross your legs, Draco, unfortunately.
I'll have to put my knee bandage on now.
I
did the other knee in the other today.
Oh, really?
I've got to have 2, yeah. I knelt down, it went crack, so yeah, I've got 2 knee bandages.
Oh dear. Well, that's going to be a difficult one for you. 44 laps. It's not the longest 100% race, and you get to put your foot down on the accelerator for a long time. So that could be a positive. But
Spa's not my quickest track. I prefer the slower, twisty one.
Like here, tracks where it benefits a wheel. A track like this does benefit a wheel when you got like that middle sector where you go one way then the other. It does need a fluid car and wheel.
Making good fun.
But yeah,
We'll
congratulations.
What next week's brings.
Definitely. Well, congratulations to all of you. We'll be back on Sunday. I'll be back here on next Wednesday covering the F5 division and continuing what looks to be a really, really good season from you guys. So we'll be back on Sunday. See